Hi guys, how is everybody doing? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, if you're new here, feel most welcome, feel at home, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed yet to my channel, why not consider subscribing? I'll appreciate as we try to grow this community. All right. So now, for the new people who are here, my name is Julia Gitoi. I'm a mother of three very amazing children. I am also very passionate about the welfare of children, and I'm currently taking a course by the name Childcare and Protection. All right. So today, and before I even talk about what you're going to be talking about today, I must appreciate the reception that the previous video I made received. Thank you so much for everyone who took time to watch that video. Now, today we are going to be talking about the children office. If you didn't know, imagine there is a children's office in every sub county. Eco. And that is also something I only learned a few months ago, late last year, as I was going for my attachment because I was attached in one of the children offices in Kenya. All right. Now, what am I going to be talking about today? I'm going to be talking about a few things that usually happen in the children's office. Okay. In every children's office, you'll find children officers who are the ones who handle any matter involving children in that sub county. All right. So one of the things I wrote them somewhere so that I don't forget them, and of course I know I cannot exhaust all of them. So I'll just touch a little bit of the most important ones. Now, in the children's office, any issue regarding a child in the sub county huwa inaripotiwa in a children's office. Now, what are these issues? These issues can be neglect. Now, what is neglect? Neglect is where, as we all know, a child is a product of a male and a female. All right. Now, if either of the parties has neglected their duties towards this child whom they sired, the party who feels the other party has neglected their duty goes to the children office as long as the children are located in that sub county. So you usually go to report any matter regarding children in the sub county that the children are located in. Okay. So sasa, if that party feels that this other party has neglected their duty towards this child, anaenda kwa the children's office, they report, and the case of course is recorded, and this party who was reported is given something known as a summon that tells, what is a summon? A summon simply tells the other party to come to the children's office. So sasa they come with both parties so that kesi yao isikizwe. Why have you neglected your child? Are you working? Mbona huja provide those basic needs of a child which every parent need to provide according to the Children's Act. Okay. And then after hiyo kesi imesikizwa sasa na the children officers, the parties, all the parties involved agree on how each party will play their role in providing the basic needs of those minors. Okay. Now, sometimes after the case has been reported and the individuals have come to the children's office, not all individuals honor that agreement. There's something that is called, once the individuals have cased together with the children officers, there is something that is usually called a joint parental agreement. Now, this joint parental agreement simply puts down the agreement they have made, like kama the father of the child has agreed to providing for the education, anything regarding education for that child, health services and the food, that is written down in that joint parental agreement. So that in case either of the parties does not honor that joint parental agreement, there's always a second chance where the party that feels that the other party has not honored the agreement they wrote and signed, they are usually given a second summon. Okay, you come back again in the children's office, you case again. Okay, unaulizwa why we wrote this agreement, why haven't you honored your agreement? Okay, if after the second summon you don't come to an agreement, then that is where now the children officers give either parties the go ahead to take the case to the court. Okay, yes, now I think I have exhausted what neglect is in regards to matters childcare and protection. The other case that is usually reported in the children's office is abandonment. What is abandonment? Hii ni case is an example where mtoto maybe a newborn, someone delivered a child and they decided to leave a child somewhere. Okay, it doesn't have to be a newborn, it can be even a child who is of age, yani mtoto mkubwa kidogo, and the parent has decided to abandon them somewhere. Ama watoto tuseme there are three of them and the parent or parents wao wameenda tu shughuli zao for days. There are actually some who leave children in houses for a week, even a week. And that's the case where the community reports such incidences. So kama mtoto amepatikana mzazi wake hayuko, maybe the elder sibling is the one who's taking care of the other siblings, now that is reported to the children's office. Okay, of course, now once it is reported to the children's office and the children officers have established that these parents, this is a newborn who has been maybe dumped somewhere, the children officers rescue this child. Okay, and rescuing in this case means they find a place. It can be a charitable children institution or just a children's home or a rescue center, a government rescue center, where this child is taken so that they're able to get the care and protection that they need. All right. Now, that is what abandonment is, and that is how it is usually handled in the children's office. All right. Now, another case that is usually reported to the children's officer is parental child abduction. Now, in that office ungesikia mzazi akikuja anasema baba ya mtoto wangu amekidnap mtoto wangu, ama the father comes and says mama ya mtoto wangu amekidnap mtoto wangu. Now, in this case, it's not usually referred to as kidnapping when it's either of the parent who has taken the child. It's usually referred to as parental child abduction. Now, this is where, for one reason or another, let's say the child was staying with the mother of the child, the father decides to just come without the knowledge of the mother of the child, anachukua tu mtoto, takes the child and goes to God knows where. Okay, ama anapatana, some could even go to school. Unaenda shule, una time saa zile mtoto anatoka shule, you take them, you tell them kuja twende. And of course, if a child knows that this is my father, the chances are high that they will willingly go with the other parent. Okay, so that is parental child abduction. And in this case, and as I always say, different children offices handle these matters differently. Okay, but in this case of parental child abduction, you're still given a summon, all right, to take to the other party. And this summon, you don't always have to take it physically, as long as you have an avenue where this person is able to see the letter, the summon, and read it. Okay, unaweza ipeleka kwa chief, unaweza ipeleka you can give it to someone who you're sure will be able to deliver it to the other party. You can also send it via WhatsApp, all right, as long as unajua ataisoma. Okay, yes. Now there are other cases, quite a number of other cases that are handled in the children's office, but these ones that I've just mentioned are usually the main cases that are usually handled in the children's office. So now the other task that the children's office in every sub-county plays is giving guardianship letter to a guardian. Okay, now to tuseme you have a sibling who had children, and when this sibling passed on, you took charge of those children, or you willingly decided to take care of those children and provide for them the basic needs that they need. So now, sometimes, for example, let's say you want to go and take an HIF for this child, for these children, um, there is something that you need because you cannot register them as your own when you're their guardian. Okay, so kuna kitu unahitaji kuwa nayo, which is known as a guardianship letter, and the guardianship letter usually go to the children's office. You explain to them, I had a sister who had this number of children, or a brother, and they passed on, and I would like to be able to provide for them this or the other. Okay, so hapo unaenda unaandikiwa the guardianship letter, sawa sawa, which you can take to different institutions to prove that you are the guardian of those children. Now, something else that the children's office do is to write a custody report to the court. Okay, now what is this custody report? Saa zile mtu ameenda koti, you want custody of your children. Okay, and maybe you and your partner, or the father of your child or the mother of your child, you have not been together for a certain period of time, or you have been single-handedly you have been single-handedly raising your children. Okay, na sasa you want custody of those children. The children's office usually write a custody report to give a report of, since this child was born, what has been the journey, when did the other parties stop taking care of the child, and all that and all that. Now, the other issues that are usually handled in the children's office is any matter related to children in the in the community or in the sub county. Okay, and there is one case that I forgot to mention, and this case is truancy in children. What is truancy? Saa zile mtoto tuseme, kunafika mahali some kids wanakataa kabisa kwenda shule, ama they start involving themselves in negative behavior. That is usually referred to as truancy, and it gets to a point where some parents feel, mimi I am fed up, I don't know what else I can do. Mzazi amepeleka mtoto kwa chief, kwa headman, nothing seems to be working. Okay, so eventually, in most cases, once you've taken the case to the chief na imeshindikana kabisa, the chief usually tell the parent, just go to the children's office and they are going to assist you. Now, what happens when a parent reports a matter of truancy in the children's office? Here, of course, they'll try to get information of what could be the reason this child is becoming truant. Okay, there are some genuine reasons that make children become truant. Now, just give a very simple example I saw during that time. Okay, now this child, the mother left this child in the custody of the father and the siblings when this child was quite young. Okay. So for years, it's the father of this child and the siblings who have been taking care of that child. So it got to a point where this child started becoming rebellious. Okay. And when he started becoming rebellious, anakataa shule, haendi shule, mara unasikia amechukua sijui pesa ngapi kwa mifuko za watu, ama wamewekelea pesa mahali, and then one minute it's there, the next minute is not there. And it went on, went on, went on. Now all this time the mother is around, okay, but she's working somewhere where this boy knows where this mother is working. Okay. Every time this child tuseme amekataa shule and all that, he used to run away from home, anaenda anatafuta mama yake, anaenda mpaka penye mama yake yuko, unaona. And this occurred several times. So when the sibling, who is the one who came to report that matter, gave that story of every time he does something wrong and he runs away, he usually goes to where the locality where the mother is. Okay. And from that, I don't know if you, who has just listened to what I've said, can get something out of that. What we got from that is that this boy is simply yearning for the attention of the mother. This boy is simply yearning for the love of the mother. Okay. That's the reason why every time he does something wrong, he goes to look for the mother. Okay. So anapatikana around that area where the mother works. Sawa. Of course, it's the sibling who came to report could not understand that, kwa sababu yeye anaona huyu mtoto anatukuwa tu mjeuri, but in essence this child wants the attention of the mother. And sometimes when a child is being rebellious in that manner, it's usually their way of trying to get attention. Sawa. Yes, and these are things that I have slowly just come to learn along the way. I think I have exhausted anything I would have said. In case you have anything else that you would like to add, feel free to add it in the comment section. All right. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.